It suddenly seems like we live in unprecedented, scary times. Many of us are fearful of what the future might bring. We are genuinely concerned about what is going to happen to the United States. Painful issues are being used to divide and exploit us. For many of us, it's all too much to bear, and so we avoid certain issues. We turn the channel to something less stressful. Often, we avoid these issues not because we don't care, but because we genuinely believe there is little or nothing we can do to solve them. The ultimate deterrent for many of us is that all these problems seem so incredibly complex, it's impossible to get to grips with all the details. Here at the Fair Value System, we want you to know that there's nothing to be scared of, because there's a simple, peaceful, and rational solution to nearly all of it. That's because all of these problems are related by a single underlying cause. At the heart of the US economy is a design flaw so small and simple, even a 7th grader can understand it. And for decades, it's been leading us down a dark dystopian path, to the point where today we're drowning in a sea of dysfunction. For many of us, economics seems like such an incredibly complex thing. Only these guys are allowed to tell us what to think about it. But the truth is, economics in recent decades only got complex because of these people. If you strip out all the pompous claptrap these guys have been pumping for the past 50 years, it's easy to see what is wrong and how to fix it. The global economic system has been rigged to ensure money must attract more money, in a similar manner to how the force of gravity works. Big money will attract more money until all the money in the world is in the same place. The global financial system is a pyramid scheme that no longer favours the United States, but now favours a foreign power. Now, the problem with a pyramid scheme, besides all the inequality it produces, is that it's a really ineffective way to run an economy. In a pyramid scheme, only businesses that transfer wealth up to the rich and powerful are economically viable. Businesses that keep money in a local community have gone broke in recent decades because only businesses that transfer wealth upwards are economically viable long term. For the majority, we are left fighting over the scraps of our dying civilization. And it's this infighting that is responsible for most of the horror stories of the modern age. An accurate analogy for how the financial system functions is the games of ancient Rome, as portrayed in the Ridley Scott movie Gladiator. In the games, a kill or be killed reality plays out for all to see. The strong triumph and the weak perish. But of course, the system is rigged. Rome's elite rarely had to compete, and instead profited from the carnage. With the games, the message was clear. Fight each other, not the system. It was literally a pyramid scheme of death, where a lucky few triumphed, even became famous, but the majority died. All whilst Rome's elite sat back and laughed at the plight of the plebs. The Hunger Games is a modern twist on this ancient method used to exploit humanity through division and infighting. May the odds be ever in your favour is the franchise's most Orwellian phrase. But of course, in Pan Am, the whole system is rigged, and only a handful ever triumph in the arena. With a pyramid scheme, the odds are never in your favour, because success only comes from the destruction of others. Unfortunately, this rigged pyramid scheme analogy is how the United States economy functions today. Despite the best efforts of the majority of Americans who just want to make an honest living, ultimately it is our rigged financial system that determines the direction of our economy. Now, if any of this seems a little dark, please do not despair. Ridding our economy of all this dysfunction is the greatest opportunity in all of history. If we fix what is wrong with the financial system, the economy will explode in prosperity, while simultaneously ending all the hatred, division, and exploitation that exists today. So what's wrong, and how do we fix it? Running an economy using a pyramid scheme produces three types of people. At the top of the pyramid is the imperial class, who collectively own everything. A class of people with so much money and power, all we get to see is a polished, pampered facade. The veneer of an expensive PR campaign that hides a sinister underbelly of corruption, exploitation, and terror. Then there is the elite or senatorial class, who are rewarded handsomely for enforcing the system. And then there is the rest of us, stuck in the arena fighting each other for resources, jobs, and wealth. But there's never enough for everyone because the elite has taken more than a fair share. In today's economy, the arena is where 99% of us are stuck, and where resources are limited. There is not enough food, energy, and housing for everyone. And so we are forced to fight each other to survive. In a pyramid scheme, there is no genuine free market. Money does not flow to those who produce the best products at the best prices. Instead, money flows to those who have the most capital. In a pyramid scheme, there is no true wealth creation, only wealth redistribution. In the arena, it is kill or be killed. And so exploitative industries like crime thrive, while production and creativity dies. All this transfer of wealth upwards means the pool of resources in the arena is ever shrinking, and so the fight for survival becomes ever more gruesome. In the arena, reason dies, and short-termism thrives. Our interest in important issues like the environment is short-sighted. Our primary interest becomes in how do we use these issues as weapons against our opponents. An ugly battle where the best killers rise to the top. The psychopathic society where sociopaths thrive and compassion dies. And this is why nearly all of American industry, politics, and sport has been rocked by scandals of sociopathic behaviour. When there is no free and fair competition, but instead just a rigged system, the wrong types of people rise to the top. If we rid ourselves of all this dysfunction, the world will once again blossom in prosperity. Normally, when people think about unrigging the economy, they concentrate on regaining all the wealth that has been transferred up to the rich and powerful. However, this wealth is only a tiny fraction of the prosperity we can generate from reorganizing the economy. That's because the infighting is doing the most damage. All this energy turned against our fellow Americans is wasteful, in turn making the national economy grossly inefficient. This rigged system has given us the bizarre idiosyncrasies of our contemporary economy. For example, gamblers on Wall Street earn more money than Americans who actually make things, like manufacturers, so our economy has stopped producing. We also have the outrageous situation whereby money launderers and criminals are compensated better than honest investors. While for those who do follow the rules, economists have a new buzzword: in work, poverty. Today, the economy rewards those that transfer wealth upwards, which means small companies and anyone with a bright idea is quickly crushed out of existence by giant corporations. Monopolies that tell us what to think, what to eat, and who to vote for. These companies champion technology that leaves us shackled to the system. True innovation, like cheap energy, cheap medicine, and cheap housing, is an enemy of this system, and such advancement is quickly crushed by these giant conglomerates. We live in a world where there is no true innovation, only asset redistribution, and this is a grossly ineffective way to run our economy. If we rid ourselves of all this dysfunction, we can fix the majority of our collective problems. The fair value system is a new economic model. We are an organisation that advocates for simple, peaceful and rational reform of our economic system. We believe that the fair value system is humanity's best chance for the future. It is the most prosperous economic system possible, while at the same time protecting our rights and freedoms. One of the main ways we fund ourselves is through book sales. The more books we sell, the more resources we have to argue for economic reform. We are a tiny organisation, competing against the might of the global financial system. It really is a David and Goliath battle, and so we need your help. The book, The Answer by J.M. Garrett, explains in detail what the fair value system is and how it works. We promise you the book and the premise to the fair value system is simple. One of the main barriers to economic reform is that too many Americans feel alienated. We can change that by simply explaining what is wrong and how to fix it. The book is an easy read. It is aimed at the millions of Americans who know we are heading in the wrong direction, but who normally wouldn't read a book on economics. There are also videos on this channel which accompany the book to help keep it all super simple. The link to the book is below. If you buy the book, we promise to put the funds to good use. Also, please remember to give the book a stunning 5-star review on Amazon. Just like here on YouTube, without consistent good reviews, good ideas disappear in the algorithms of the giant tech companies. If you can't afford the book right now, please support us by liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on this video. Hopefully, this video has taught you something about the current dysfunction in the economy. Just imagine what a better place the world would be if instead of fighting each other over race, identity, and politics, all that negative energy was put towards something constructive. Instead of living in a society that rewards division, criminals, and psychopaths, the US economy will once again reward hard work and innovation. This is what the fair value system can do. There is another example we would like to share with you. The pyramid scheme nature of our economy is grossly inefficient because it rewards the wrong things. Take, for example, the California homeless crisis. Now, if you are lucky enough to be watching this video, it's unlikely that you are homeless. However, I'm sure you can agree that our economy is pushing far too many people down and not enough of us upwards. Imagine you're one of the far too many homeless in America. Now, apart from all the health and psychological trauma this is likely to cause, it's also unlikely anyone in this situation is very economically productive. And that's because holding down a job in these circumstances is damn difficult. Now, imagine in a short space of time, you go from being homeless to owning your own business, perhaps your own construction company, or even a tech company. Just imagine how much more productive you would be. Now imagine what America would be like if every single person in the country had a similar increase in productivity. The economy would boom in prosperity. That's the kind of prosperity the fair value system can offer, and why we are so confident it is our best hope for the future. We live in a world where the forces that divide us are intensifying. The system is rigged. So when we try to fix our problems, the more divided we become. And everything that is wrong is accelerating. Humanity is cracking under the weight of a system that will keep going until it suffocates us all. It doesn't have to be this way, because there's a silver bullet to fix it all. The Answer by J.M. Garrett, the peaceful and rational solution to nearly all our problems. Pick up your copy today. Please subscribe, share, and like our videos. To change the world, all we need to do is spread the word about how easy it would be to implement the fair value system. We could solve nearly all the problems in the world, and you play a key role in making this happen. Please help us promote this video.